everyone.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us during our last evening of Florida Shines Virtual College Week. My name is Nashla Daware. I will be facilitating today's session, which is all about filling out your college application. Now, before we begin, I want to go over a few items with you. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat section, and we will address them at the end with our speakers during our live Q&A or in a follow-up email. Closed captioning is provided for this session, so please click on the link provided in the chat box for you to get to that. This session is also recorded, so the recording along with all the material shared today will be posted on our website, floridashines.org. And finally, we are live on Twitter, so feel free to share your comments and connect with us at FL Shines. Now, I do want to share something that's really exciting and new for us this year. First, we are giving away swag bags from our colleges and universities here in Florida to some of our attendees, so you'll get instructions at the end of the session on how to win. And we're also going to be sending a follow-up email next week with instructions on how to apply for a $1,000 scholarship. This scholarship is being awarded by the Florida Association of Educational Data Systems, so we want to thank them for their sponsorship and definitely encourage you to apply if you're attending today's session. Now I'd like to introduce our speaker for the evening, Chelsea Vargas. She is currently an enrollment coordinator with Florida International University online program. She graduated from FIU with a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Arts, and we are excited to have you, Chelsea, and your expertise related to this process of admissions and getting into college, which sometimes can be overwhelming for the students. So we're excited to have you. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. As Nashla said, I will be presenting today's presentation in regards to applying for college and what you need to remember in the transition of applying for all different kinds of colleges. And I also have an assistant today. Her name is Teresaides Gonzalez. She'll be helping us with the question and answer portion near towards the end. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so in today's agenda, we'll be discussing different ways to get ready for college. That's before applying, preparing for college, applying, deadlines, paying for college, and then a special portion about your support systems, parents, and guardians. So let's go ahead and dive right in. College degrees. Let's talk about the different colleges that you could pursue. One major key in preparing for college is doing your research. Do you see yourself at a public or private university? Do you see yourself at a community or state college, or even a technical or trade school? Now, what programs do you want to pursue? Do you see yourself as a doctor? Are you willing to do all the years that it takes in medical school? What about an educator? Are you willing to be a teacher and get your certification in teaching in different kind of varieties of fields? Or a psychologist, movie producer, or even a computer engineer. The possibilities of careers are endless, so making sure that you're doing your research is a big key. Now let's talk about the different kinds of degrees that you can actually receive. There's 2 years degrees, which are an Associates of Arts or Associates of Science degrees, which are primarily given at community or state colleges. There's 4-year degrees, which consist of Bachelors of Arts or Bachelors of Science degrees, which are usually given at a 4-year university or state institution. Graduate degrees are advanced degrees pursued after earning a bachelor's degree. The degree is usually stated as a Master's of Arts or a Master's of Science degrees. Then you have professional and doctoral degrees. Professional degrees are created to prepare students for practice-oriented careers. The programs are structured to teach students everyday situations in that particular field. Many fields offer one kind of degree. So for example, law has a specific practice that they want their attorneys to pursue, which helps them earn a JD degree. Different fields can range in different degrees that you will earn. So choosing a pursuit of path you would see yourself going into, how long it will take, and what degrees you'll definitely earn near towards that time. So some examples of professional degrees can be MD degrees, JD degrees, which are doctors of law, MD degrees were doctors of medicine, psychology degrees or psych degrees, and then you have the PhD degree, which are doctoral programs. Here at FIU, we have different kinds of listings, whether online or on campus. So make sure that you're checking out all the different pursuits that you can get offered. Thinking long term is the right way to research. Will you be competing with, would you be completing just one degree while you're in college or 4 to 5? The different levels of education you're willing to reach will help with your future endeavors for future possibilities. For example, like Nashley stated earlier, I studied at a community college level. I got my associate's degree in communication, then later transferred to a 4-year university right here at FIU to pursue my bachelor's in communication arts. Now I'm going to go for my master's in higher education, and the different levels that I wanted to pursue, I thought of it during my junior and senior year to be sure that I was ready and I was prepared to make those strides for my future. So let's go ahead and start talking about the preparation for college, what you can do right now while you're in your junior and senior years. GPA is very important to colleges and institutions. Most colleges prefer their students to have a 3.0 or higher GPA on a 4.0 grade scale. Utilize your resources, making sure that you're talking to your virtual advisor, your high school counselors, or sometimes what are considered now BRACE advisors. Coming up with a game plan for the next 2 or 1 year to figure out what your GPA you're going to need for that pursuit of that program you're looking into. Regardless of the college, making sure that you have that GPA that's needed. Don't let senioritis take a hold of you. Make sure that you're staying focused and you're saying no to the opportunity of senioritis. Have fun and enjoy your senior year, but remember, colleges can revoke offers of admissions and place students on academic probation if changing financial aid offers when decreasing in academic performances. So keep your GPA up to par. These are the years that you have the opportunity to do so. Seniors, keep track of yourselves. Keep these important tips on your college application. One way to prevent senioritis is to ensure that you remain excited, active, and focused throughout your senior and junior year. Make sure that you're challenging yourself too. 1, maintain a challenging course load. Try to take more challenging courses. If available, try AP courses. Sometimes the possibility of earning college credits for these courses can happen from different colleges and institutions. Enjoy your senior experience, but make sure that you're doing it responsibly, guys. I encourage you to celebrate the last year of school. Trust me, I had fun. Enjoy cheering for football games, going to prom, attending graduation festivities, and participating in clubs, sports, and volunteer work. Commit to your community or even internship opportunities. If you have time, I encourage you to make informed decisions about your education and career goals. If you try out different colleges and see if you can actually earn college credits prior to that. Sometimes schools in your community have dual enrollment programs. Make sure that you're looking and utilizing these opportunities. Create a calendar for your activities and deadlines. Include testings, college applications, senior year events, and extracurricular activities. Don't overextend yourself with all the opportunities that college and seniors have to come. Make sure that you're planning everything out and making sure that you're doing it effectively. Don't overwhelm yourself. Avoid obsessing with admissions processes. Be encouraging and supportive and try to remember that this is your last year or these are the last 2 years you'll be in high school. So try to enjoy it, but be responsible and maintain the opportunities of your application responsibly. So let's talk about the different kinds of applications given. So there is database application fillers like the Common App that is seen on the top of the screen that give you different opportunities to complete and create multiple applications and distribute them to different institutions on their database website. Not all databases have all the colleges listed, so make sure that you're seeing what colleges you want to attend. Make sure that you're looking at the colleges that are listed on these databases, and if you don't see the school that you're actually looking for or looking into, make sure that you go to those specific schools, like as you see on the two bottom. Here at FIU, we do have our own application system, so we're not part of the Common App or different databases. So make sure that you're looking at those schools, making sure that you're going to those schools and you're actually looking at the applications that are given. So yeah, there's a lot of common mistakes and important tips that I want to make sure that we go over in regards to your application. Do not put your username from Instagram or Snapchat on your application. As much as we want to boost up your following game, we find it very inappropriate on our college applications because we want to make sure that your information with your correct information is going to the schools. Do not put family names or nicknames as well. Please place legal names on your application or all documents so that it's given to the correct college with the correct information. When filling out applications, sometimes colleges can ask for different things. The different documents that you can actually be asked for are recommendation letters. Recommendation letters can range from teachers, coaches, employers, and advisors. Making sure that you're building real relationships with these people because they'll be writing these letters for you, showing how well you do at different challenges, dealing with conflict, and even dealing with specific programs. So make sure that you're utilizing your resources when you're dealing with recommendation letters. Some colleges also can ask you for college essays. Some even ask you for personal statements. College essays can really range from their specific prompt that they want you to read on and give solutions or figure out a specific area. So make sure that you're reading the essays carefully and making sure that you're using, your tools, Grammarly, making sure that you're checking grammar and things of that nature when regarding to those college essays. Now, personal statements usually are about you, and they're asking about you to be honest. They're asking you to be fun and enjoy writing these essays. They want to make sure that you're, putting your personality in it because they're trying to get to know you during this application process. And then finally, some colleges and some programs can ask you for college interviews. Not all colleges will do so, but make sure that if you're looking into a specific school, that you're utilizing your resources and practicing for these college interviews. They're just like job interviews. You want to be ready and prepared just in case questions might come at you some different ways. I want to talk about being honest. So a lot of times we tend to forget to add certain things on our application. Applications can be revoked if being dishonest. So mix, match, and personal information between your college application, your financial aid information can cause a delay in your application, can cause delays in financial aid, and can cause delayed in distribution of funds. Remember, colleges look at all your information, so criminal records, high school dismissals, they all can range, and being dishonest on your application could really hurt your chances. So make sure that you're filling out everything honestly and truthfully. Now let's talk about the cost of applying for college. Applying for college can sometimes, and not all the time, be a completely free process. All applications and submissions of documents can cost you money. So be aware of fees and be considerate of your support system pockets. Money doesn't grow on trees, you guys. My big tip to you would be to create a budget. Come up with a plan of a budget for all the different documents that you're going to be providing to any and all colleges, whether that's in regards to applications, documents, or even test scores. This really can help you get to the different opportunities of budgets, making sure that you understand that I have this small chunk of change just for my college applications, and I have this small chunk of change for just high school, activities. So just make sure that you're looking at those things. Different opportunities of payments, right, could be the application. You can have an application that can be $20, $100, $200. So make sure that you're using, the websites and you're looking at how much these things are going to cost. Transcripts also can cost $5 to $10, $15, or even more. Now, college placement exams like ACT or SAT can range from $60 to $200. So make sure that you guys are checking the cost of all these different documents. Again, I strongly recommend you utilize your resources, your high school advisors, your virtual advisors, or even your BRACE advisors. Remember, they're there for you for a reason. They're only here to help and make sure that you get all the resources that you need. So, did you know that there's multiple ways that you can receive a waiver? All kinds of waivers, regardless if that's application fee waivers, SAT or ACT waivers, document waivers. There's so many ways that you can receive waivers. So I took full advantage of all the opportunities that colleges and companies gave to me. Reach out to your resources and try to find ways that you can obtain a waiver. So there's some ways that you can be eligible for waivers, and I want to go ahead and at least name a few. So if you were provided with a fee waiver to take the SAT or ACT, you could also be provided with an application fee waiver. So make sure that you guys are utilizing those resources and you're contacting the College Board websites if need be. If your family received public assistance, you could be eligible for multiple waivers, not just application fee waivers. And if you lived in federal or subsidized homes or even foster care, tuition and other waivers could be possibly given to students in these cases. So make sure that you're looking into these things and you're looking at the possibilities of all kinds of waivers that could be given. I usually tell my students, think smart, not hard. This is your time to shine. This is your time to prove to the world that you're going to be applying to college and you're going to be making adult decisions in the opportunity of your future. So think smart. Take your time. Research. I can't stress it enough. You guys got this, and look at the opportunities that are given. All right, now let's talk about those exams that everyone stresses about, ACT and SAT, or SAT, excuse me, and ACT. So the SAT and ACT are entrance exams used by most colleges and universities to help make a decision for admissions to a university. The reason we take these exams is to test a high school student's readiness for college. The exams are usually multiple choice, in-person paper exams, and usually examined or participated by the exam company, so College Board, for example. So let's go back to those fee waivers, right? And I said it again, and I said it early, and I want to say it again because I really want to stress that if you are eligible for these opportunities, take full advantage. College Board does give out waivers. Sometimes we're a little worried about which exam we should take, right? It really is up to the institution. Make sure that you're utilizing and reading very carefully on what those applications are requesting from you. Some schools will only ask for the SAT. Some schools will only ask for ACT, or some schools, like FIU, prefer either or. Make sure that you're remembering that SAT does not have an expiration date. ACT does have an expiration date of, I believe, about 5 years. So make sure that you're looking on the College Board website to read these information. Let's talk about deadlines. So deadlines are, kind of scary when it's time to come for the actual time to submit things. You're scrambling around your room trying to find out everything that you're looking for, all the documents, whether that's applications, documents in regards to family, test scores, fees, scholarships, FAFSA, it's all over the place. So coming up with a game plan and staying organized can really help you in the pursuit of your college applications. Usually maximizing about 5 applications at a time during a given point is always the best tool, because then you can always set forth on what deadlines are for what for those 5 different colleges. Now, if you are super eager and you want to put 10 colleges, make sure that you're just coming up with a structured calendar or checklist for each of these schools and these deadlines. I want to just make sure that you guys know the advantages and disadvantages of deadlines. So, usually, if you put in an application a few weeks, You need to wait a few more weeks to get a decision or to get an information or some kind of feedback from the school institution. If you apply late, you'll most likely hear back late, so make sure that you're doing things in a timely manner. If you want a decision early, I recommend that you try to make the application submissions early. Since applications are processed as they come in, available spots for the institution can fill. Make sure that you're looking if the program has specific requirements or specific deadlines for that specific college or institution. Financial aid also has specific deadlines. Make sure that you're looking at those deadlines as well. Scholarships sometimes can also have deadlines prior to the actual application deadline. So if you're looking into scholarships, make sure that you're looking at those deadlines as well. I know that I keep stressing the word deadlines, but it's very important. Time is not going to stop for us. It's going to keep going, it's going to keep moving. So make sure that you're utilizing those resources. Things to remember about your timeline. Colleges may not request transcripts for you. It is your responsibility as an applicant to ensure that all needed documents for your application is requested and submitted to the desired institution of your choice. Now, there's two different ways that you could send transcripts, documents, test scores. However, any documents that you have, these are the different ways. You can either send them electronically, which can usually take 2 to 3 business days, depending on the agency or school that you're going to be sending them from. And now remember, distance has a big part in this as well. Hard copy, or what I call snail mail, in the little cute picture, may take 5 to 15 business days, depending on the mail service and distance that it's coming from. So keep these two different ways in your head and make sure that you're not obsessing with dead times or when things are being sent. Keep a hold of all receipts and all confirmations of when things are sent and how they were sent and what school they were sent to. Making sure that you're staying organized and keeping track of all these details will really help you in the long run for not only this application when you're starting your college, but for your master's applications or your doctoral applications. These all applications play a big part. Alrighty. So let's talk about the transcript processing. So requesting your transcripts to be sent from your high school can take some time, right? You have to pay a little fee, and the college has to then process them, get them ready, and then deliver them or send them out to the colleges. This time can take, a little bit of time. So be patient, take a deep breath. It'll come within the time that it needs to come. And I recommend that usually you put a reminder on your phone of a week or 15 days after you've sent them to the institution so that you are keeping track of when it is, and you can even call the institution if need be to see if they've been sent or if they've been delivered. So there's different pathways into college, and like I spoke about before, there are different ways that you can start, whether that's starting right after high school or going to a community college like myself prior. The different pathways into college, like I stated earlier, is a 4-year university. You can go straight into college after high school or start at a desired program of your choice, whether that is at a larger university or at a community college. And then, like I stated, if you go to a community college, you can pursue an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science degree, and then go to a 4-year university afterwards. At FIU and most Florida institutions, they have partnered with neighboring community and state colleges to create a success plan for Florida-educated applicants. Here at FIU, like I stated, we are partnered with the schools that are listed on the right-hand side, so Miami-Dade, Florida Keys, Palm Beach, and Broward College, and it gives the opportunity for the students to complete a Connect for Success program. So a Connect for Success program is a partnership established around 2006 amongst the universities and the area's college. Our Connect for Success program enhances Florida's 2+2 pathway to success program. With the 2+2 program, once you've completed an associate's degree, you are provided guaranteed admissions into one of the 11 state institutions here in Florida. So think about the possibilities of pathways. If you want to stay in Florida, you want to go out of state, make sure that you're looking at these things that can be partnered near the university that you are going to. Now let's talk about paying for college. Everybody's worried. I know it was my biggest worry when I was applying to college, even thinking about going to college and how I was going to pay for it. So let's talk about it, and we'll dive a little bit deeper as it goes on as well. So you can see that college is going to cost you a pretty penny. And there's different ways that you can help pay for college, whether that's scholarships, school-specific and external, grants, federal or state, or even loans, private or public. The possibilities of paying for tuition is realistic. You have options, so look into them. Don't allow the time to pass and you haven't figured out how you're going to pay for college, because it's going to come whether you want to or not. That bill's going to come in your name whether you want it to or not. So make sure that you utilize these opportunities and find the different ways that you can pay for college. Let's talk about scholarships. Now, scholarships have so many options. You can go for public, private, or for the school. There's first-generation scholarships, minority scholarships, athletic scholarships. There's scholarships for people that are left-handed, who have asthma, or who are creative, have design. There's so many scholarships. So during that time of your research, make sure that, yes, look at your applications, look at the programs, but also see what opportunities and skill sets you have as an individual. Are you a first generation? Is this the first time someone in your family is going to be going to college and excelling in their future endeavors? Are you a minority? Are you an athlete? There is one scholarship that I do want to stress about, which is Bright Futures Scholarship. So the Bright Futures Scholarship is one of the common scholarships in the state of Florida. It is funded by the state of Florida, which provides scholarships based on high school academic achievement. So like I stated, if you have something, special skills, whether you're a thespian, whether, like I stated, you're an athlete, you have opportunities for scholarships. The program has different award levels, and each has its own eligibility criteria and award amount. So make sure that you're looking into Bright Futures if this is something that you could possibly get into. Here at FIU, we have our own scholarship database that we utilize called Academic Works. We want to make sure that our students are prepared for any scholarships that could be given directly from the program or outside companies, or even just for special things like I stated, asthma, left-handed, things of that nature. I utilized all the research that I was given, especially Bright Futures. So during that time, look at those scholarships. Figure out if they're right for you. Some scholarships could even ask you for full essays. Some scholarships can just have you fill out an application, and some scholarships can ask for interviews. So make sure that you're reading everything carefully and realizing that these scholarships might have different criteria. Again, I want to stress, scholarships deadlines can come before application deadlines. So make sure that you're utilizing those calendars and creating those checklists like we spoke about earlier to get yourself on track for all kinds of applications that are coming your way. Now, financial aid. Financial aid is available. To apply for financial aid, you have to complete the FAFSA application. Be sure you're going to the right website. Some students try to go to FAFSA.com. It's not FAFSA.com. FAFSA.com will probably ask you for a fee. And I want to make sure that you're realizing FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So if you're seeing it's asking you for a payment or some kind of fee, that's not the right application. You should be going to FAFSA.gov. So that's F as in Frank, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, S as in Sandy, A as in Apple, .gov. Applying early can help your chances for federal aid. FAFSA applications open October 1st of the previous year of which you are applying for. So for instance, I don't know if anyone knows, but the 2019-2020 FAFSA is currently open. It actually opened October 1st, so make sure that you guys are utilizing that opportunity. It's the 4th, so it's 4 days away. Get that stuff started. Anyone interested in applying for FIU, our school code is 009635. Again, our school code is 009635, and we definitely can give that to you guys afterwards. And I just found out from my amazing assistant that there is a mobile app that you can actually use for FAFSA, so you can actually fill it out on your mobile devices. So make sure that you're looking on the website to see if you guys can find that mobile app. Or you can probably find it in your app store. Make sure that you're just making sure you're saying FAFSA.gov. Alrighty, y'all. I want to make sure that you guys understand that matching your personal information on your federal aid applications can really hinder your chances of your opportunity for awards. Make sure that all information is correct. Again, as much as we want to follow you on Instagram and Snapchat, we don't need your Instagram and Snapchat name. We need your full first and last name. So now we're going to kind of bring it back a little bit to talking about your personal information. With success comes great responsibility. And students, this is the time that we want to utilize the resources our support system and team has given us. It is important that you allow and that you're aware of the federal regulations that require colleges who have received federal funding to restrict access to educational records once an application is submitted. So, what does that mean exactly? I know, it's a lot of stuff, right? Once a student reaches 18 years of age or applies for a post-secondary institution, he or she becomes an eligible student, and all rights formerly given to a parent under FERPA transfers to that student. Eligible students have the right to control who they wish to disclose their personal and student records to. So, if you and your parents or your support system agree to help you during this enrollment process, during your application process, make sure that you're filling out the correct paperwork for that institution in regards to the access for your student and parent abilities. Here at FIU, we consider it a FERPA waiver, which is an option some schools do offer. Please keep in mind, not all schools will offer this option. So make sure that you talk to those institutions about the parent-student access policies and procedures. One other tool that we want to make sure you guys know about here at FIU is that we give our parents or guardians or loved ones delegate access, which is a safe FIU online tool that allows students to share access to their student records with a family, friend, or third party. Delegate access allows parents, loved ones, the ability to make tuition payments, keep track of financial aid, view grades, or view more information on your FIU portal or your student portal. So make sure that you're looking at the institution and seeing if they have information like this, especially if you're going to be allowing your support system to help you during your enrollment time. I want to make sure that you guys are prepared in all aspects. So today we discussed a lot of things: applications, how to apply, what to prepare for, financial aid, scholarships, deadlines, how to keep track of those deadlines. And I really am excited and super excited to hopefully see some of your names on our FIU applications for sure. And I really hope that you take these next year or two, to really reach out and figure out what your future endeavors will pursue to be. It's never too late to get the ball rolling. I took some time off before I went to college to figure out what I wanted. And I went to a four-year community college, and I got my associate's degree. Now, I work for FIU now. I never saw myself doing the things that I'm doing now. So definitely make sure that you're utilizing all resources, taking your time, and having fun during these next few years. Applications will come. And thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to give it back to Nashla for some question and answers. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Chelsea, for all this information. I loved all the secrets and tips that you shared to follow this process, and really, especially when it comes to getting started early and then staying organized, because it's a lot of pieces that you have to think about. So if you don't mind, Chelsea, staying on the line with us, we're going to ask our audience to send in their questions. We already have some questions in the queue,
Yes.
so if you don't mind answering some of those with us. Chelsea, you talked about BRACE advisors. I didn't know if that was something specific to the area of FIU and what that compares to for students that are in other regions of Florida.
Yes, so South Florida actually calls high school advisors BRACE advisors. So I just wanted to make sure that it was a familiar word if the people in the audience are listening that are in the Miami-Dade County.
Perfect. Okay, so that's great. So students who are not in that area can think about their advisor at their school or their high school. In terms of extracurricular activities, Chelsea, is it better to get ready for college with better quality of extracurricular activities or more quantity?
For sure, I would pick better quality. Make sure that you are recognizing that extracurricular activities like different clubs that you're going to be going into, see if they have the opportunity for like college advancement. So like, for example, when I was in high school, I would join the speech club because I knew that was going to go towards my career. So I was actually in debates. I got to go to different nationwide conferences. So I was able to use that later on my college applications. And because it was a correctional activity, it gave me the opportunity to not only showcase it when it was time for my interview, for my college interviews, but it was also the opportunity that I was in these little clubs in high school, and then I got to actually reflect them later on in college. And showing honesty on your application about those clubs and the different extracurricular activities that you're joining can definitely help with your experience, showing that you know knowledge in specific fields. Sometimes even joining these clubs, you have to join like e-board positions, and that's business oriented. You're going to have to be in your professional setting when you're doing with these extracurricular activities or clubs. So being honest, showing that you're utilizing those different clubs and extracurricular activities, but being smart on what clubs you're going to be joining, how you're going to be effectively joining these clubs, and will it benefit you for your future.
Very good advice, Chelsea, something that will help you develop those soft skills as well. So thank you for that. The next set of questions, Chelsea, is related to recommendation letters. So I'm going to combine a few questions from our audience. And so how many, a max or a minimum number of recommendation letters should a student be preparing for? And then if they are working with the Common Application and it asks for it, but they know for a fact that the specific school that they're applying to doesn't ask for it, what's the safe route to take with recommendation letters?
So it really depends on the institution or the college that you're going to apply for. Some recommendation letters can depend on the college. Some colleges don't ask for recommendation letters at all. Some colleges can ask for 3 to 4 recommendation letters. So just make sure that you're checking with that institution to see how many letters they are specifically asking for. For example, here at FIU, we don't ask for recommendation letters for our applicants in the bachelor's level, but when you get to the master's or the doctoral levels, they do ask for 3 to 4, 4 to 5, depending on what different level you're getting to. So making sure that you're looking at your institution that you're looking into to see if they are, one, asking for recommendation letters in general, and if they're asking for 2 to 3, 4 to 5. And that's also the same with scholarships too. Make sure that you're looking at if they're asking also for recommendation letters and scholarships, because sometimes scholarships can also ask for 1 to 2. Sometimes they don't ask for any at all, or they can ask for 3 to 4.
Very good to know. So even though they may not need them for admission, you may be using those recommendation letters for scholarship applications. So great. Chelsea, the next set of questions is related to SAT and ACT tests as the students are preparing to take those. Can you talk a little bit about, is there a difference between SAT and ACT? What types of content or areas do they cover? And for students who are doing virtual school strictly online, where can they go to take the exam or learn more about taking those exams?
So there's collegeboard.org, where you can actually go on their website. They have hotlines and chat centers specifically for students that are not able to come to their facilities. So you can actually contact them via chat or via their phone number. So I definitely recommend collegeboard.com, .org. And then with the different tests, you want to check with the institution because, like I stated earlier in the presentation, some schools will only ask you to take SAT or ACT. SAT. Some schools will only ask for the ACT. Some schools will ask for either or. Myself, I took both just to be sure. Yes, it was a pretty penny, but I'd rather have taken both just in case one institution asked for it and one institution didn't. So I want to talk about the different topics because that was a question as well. So SAT usually has 5 different topics. It's about an hour long each. It has English, history, language, science. It's multiple choice, and it can range from 200 to 50 questions depending on the specific subject. Now, SAT, it's usually scored from 1 to 30, and it has English, math, reading, and science, and then it has also a writing portion near towards the end of the exam. So it's really up to the institution. I strongly recommend you guys do your research on that institution to see which one they prefer. It's really also up to you too, whether you feel that you could utilize the SAT more or if you can utilize the ACT. Now remember, this is only for your bachelor's level, so you're going to be taking more exams later on throughout your career if that's something that you pursue. So really finding out which exam fits best for you or which exam is better for your program. And like I said, going to your school's websites and seeing which exam they need. Some schools have a specific section for freshmen. So go to that specific freshman area and it'll show you what you need, what scores you need for those institutions, and if you meet that specific scale for the application requirements.
Very good resources. Oh, go ahead, Chelsea.
I just wanted to go one more time to say that it was collegeboard.org so that you guys are aware. So the collegeboard.org. And you can find all the locations on the website.
Great place to get started. Thank you, Chelsea. The next set of questions, kind of the last topic for the evening, it's about financial aid and scholarships. So the first part of the question is related to the FAFSA. Is it required that students take or complete the FAFSA, and where can they go to learn more? And then I'll ask you the second part later.
So Tere, which my assistant is actually going to be the one that's going to be answering this question because she used to work in financial aid, so she knows the ins and outs of all financial aid things. So she's actually going to go ahead and dabble in this question for you guys.
Hello, guys. Can you repeat the question one more time so that I can give you the accurate information?
Yes, absolutely. Is the FAFSA required? Is it required that the student complete the FAFSA in order to attend college? And where can they learn more information?
Absolutely. So the FAFSA application is not a requirement, but it is highly recommended, especially if you're coming from a low-income family or not necessarily a low-income family, but you have a big family. It doesn't hurt to apply for financial aid. Sometimes, however, some schools do recommend for students to apply for financial aid because it's the way that they can determine if they can give them scholarships without the student necessarily having to apply for the scholarship. That's something that here at FIU we do often in the application process based on the financial eligibility and the need. Then we can determine if we can offer a scholarship to a student that needs that scholarship, whether it's financial assistance based or if it's merit based. We look at all of that criteria. So again, it's not mandatory, but it's highly recommended because it opens the door for additional scholarships, additional grant eligibility, whether it's at a federal level, it could be also at a state level, and even at a local level.
Very good to know that information. Do you have a website where students can go to fill out the FAFSA or learn more about the FAFSA?
Yes. So in order to complete the FAFSA application, and as Chelsea was mentioning, right now there is the 2018-2019 application, but also if you're looking into applying for next year for college or for the upcoming terms in the near future, there is also the 2019-2020 application as well. You will need to go to FAFSA, F as in Frank, A as in Apple, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, A as in Apple, .gov. Please make sure that you are going to the correct website. Like Chelsea had mentioned in the presentation, there are some websites that is not the real thing and may ask you to pay a fee for them to process your application. Please know that the FAFSA application is completely free. Anybody can apply for it. There is a specific criteria that you do need to have, and the website will mention that criteria in order for you to be able to apply the FAFSA application. You can also go to the new mobile app. The new mobile app, it's called My Student Aid, and it's actually, if you have an Apple phone or even an Android phone, you will be able to access the application, and it's very user-friendly, so you don't need to have an actual computer. You can do it through a mobile device or a tablet. Just make sure that you download the app and you can complete the application through there. Just make sure that, if you are interested in applying for federal financial aid, you will need to have the tax returns information. They will ask for that kind of information, Social Security numbers, mom and dad's tax information. So it's very necessary that you do have that at hand so that way your application process goes smoothly.
Thank you so much, and thank you for reiterating that. So you should never have to pay for that federal service that is free. So thank you for that. One last question, and we can close it out for the evening. Any recommendations outside of the specific institution that a student is looking at or through the FAFSA, any websites or places you would recommend to go to find scholarships?
There's a lot of opportunities when it comes to scholarships. Now, depending on the school that you want to apply for, always ask your school. Always ask your school. Your school will have different search engines that are reputable. You can go to the Florida Financial Aid. FloridaStudentFinancialAid.org. That's where you will apply for Bright Futures. There's also other scholarships through that state website. If you are in Florida, it can be for minority, it could be for first-generation scholarships. So just make sure that you go, again, FloridaStudentFinancialAid.org. Also, seek your community. If you're doing extracurricular activities or you joined a club or it's a nonprofit organization, sometimes they do have scholarship opportunities. So be sure to speak to your network. Whatever you're doing, whatever activities that you're doing, your church. Sometimes churches do have scholarship opportunities as well. So just make sure that you do consult with the parties that are around you. Also, when it comes to scholarships, be aware that even though the scholarships applications can be separate from your admissions applications, some schools will combine the process during the admissions application. So if you are applying for college, make sure that you speak to your admissions counselor for that school to see if there's any deadlines before or after the application. So then that way you are aware of what opportunities they can offer for you. And if you are interested in finding out more about websites and how to locate additional scholarships, you can go to FIU. Even if FIU is not even your first choice, if you go to our website, so if you go to onestop.fiu.edu and you click under financial aid, you will be able to have access to the FAFSA website, and you can also seek scholarship information from all over the area that is not necessarily pertaining to FIU, is offered for the local community and throughout Florida. That can also help you. You do not need to apply to FIU to have that as a resource for you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Even more of a reason to get started early and seek out all those opportunities. Now, the next set of questions are truly about a couple of things for us here in the Florida Shines team. So I want to talk about that. The first thing is for our giveaway. I want to tell our audience that by joining us today, you have been entered to win a swag bag from our Florida colleges and universities. We will be drawing names at the end of the night tonight, and we're going to announce the winners on all of our social media tomorrow at FL Shines on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So that's FL Shines. So good luck if you're attending today. The next piece of information I want to give you is related to the scholarship. You will also receive information about applying for that $1,000 scholarship next week if you've attended today. So be on the lookout for that email related to how to apply. So to our speakers for tonight, on behalf of our Florida Shines team here, I really want to thank you for all your expertise and spending the afternoon with us, walking us through the process and making it easy to understand for all of us here and for our audience as well. So thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you. We really definitely had a pleasure, and we're super excited for everyone to get to their future endeavors for sure.
And we wish y'all the best of luck in your college application process. It will be a little frustrating at the beginning for some of you, but you will get through the process, and you will be glad that you did it.
Yes.
We promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, and with the support of people like you. So thank you for all you do. This concludes our webinar for the afternoon, and thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.